Our Muslim sister, Shuhada Sadaqat, more popularly known previously as the famous Irish singer, Sinead O'Connor, had sadly passed away on the 26th of July 2023, at the age of 56. She had reverted to Islam after a lifetime of controversies and tribulations. Her lifelong struggle with Christianity, especially her volatile relationship with the Catholic Church, was especially remembered. Sister Shuhada Sadaqat became as well known for her troubled life as her music. Her rendition of the Prince song, Nothing Compares to You, shot to number 1 in 1990, and she was nominated for multiple Grammys for it. Born in Dublin in 1966, she would often spoke of her difficult childhood and troubled family. Ever since she was young, she was a staunch critic of the Catholic Church. This is primarily due to the fact that she had spent time in the Roman Catholic Magdalen Laundry, an institution for fallen women, as a teenager. This institution had a scandalous exposure that they had, quote-unquote, enslaved more than 10,000 women to work without receiving any pay, pension, or social protection. The vast majority of women and girls were sent there against their own wishes, where they were labeled as Maggies. These women, who were sent to the Magdalen laundries, worked for nothing, in some cases serving, quote-unquote, life sentences, simply for being unmarried mothers, or regarded as morally wayward. One can imagine that her experiences there did not provide her with a favorable impression towards the church. During an appearance on NBC's Saturday Night Live in the US in 1992, the Dublin-born singer tore up a picture of Pope John Paul II to protest child sex abuse cases in the church. This was way before the church's scandals was publicly accepted in the US, let alone heard of. She ripped apart the picture during her performance on TV, as she directly looked at the camera and said,
"Fight the real enemy!"
This brave action of hers shook the unprepared American audiences, and she received many backlashes for it. She was booed off stage in a performance shortly after, was pelted by eggs, was ridiculed by other celebrities, and was permanently banned by the NBC. But she didn't regret her actions, as she later stated that being blacklisted hurt a lot less than rapes hurt those Irish children. We now know for certain of the rampant pedophile scandals during the era of Pope John Paul II, who chose to turn a blind eye to it all. It was revealed in 2018 that a Pennsylvania grand jury found that more than 1,000 children, in 6 dioceses there, had been molested by 300 Catholic priests over the past 70 years, while successive church officials covered it up. A 461-page report released by the Vatican in 2020 revealed that both Pope John Paul II and his successor, Pope Benedict XVI, had knowledge of abusive priests but refused to take the accusations seriously for decades. This was more than a decade later, and she was proven right after all those years, and all those abuses. Interestingly, even after all that, she was ordained as a priest by a church not affiliated with the Catholic Church in France in 1999. The Catholic Church, however, does not allow women to become priests, so her ordination was never recognized officially by the church. After her ordination at the time, she wished to be called Mother Bernadette Mary. She also apologized for her previous scandal of tearing up the Pope's picture. In 2010, she appeared on CNN again to protest sexual abuse in the Irish Catholic Church. In an interview with The Guardian later the same year, she daringly labeled the Vatican as a nest of devils and a haven for criminals. 8 years later, in an open letter to Pope Francis, she requested for her to be officially excommunicated from the Catholic Church. I have several times requested from the Vatican a certificate which I could proudly display to my grandchildren to prove that Ratzinger and Pope John Paul II excommunicated me for being ordained. In that same year, in 2018, she finally reverted to Islam.
So a way of identifying, hello Uma.
So they know and you know.
After a lifetime of religious struggles, she renounced her Catholicism and announced that she had converted to Islam. She said that this is the natural conclusion of any intelligent theologian's journey. All scripture study leads to Islam, which makes all other scriptures redundant. During an interview on the Irish TV show, The Late Late Show, in 2019, Sister Shuhada said that she had been a Muslim all her life, only that she simply didn't realize it. The word revert refers to the idea that if you were to study the Quran, you would realize you were a Muslim all your life, and you didn't realize it. That is what happened to me. Asked how she came to discover she was a Muslim, she said, "I started studying scriptures from different religions, to try to find the truth about God. Islam was the last religion that she researched, because, as an Irish Catholic, she confessed that she had so much prejudice about Islam.
And then when I started reading, and I read just chapter 2 alone of the Quran, I realised, oh my God, I'm home. I've been a Muslim all my life and I didn't realise it. It's a way of thinking, Islam.
Yes.
Clearly, Sister Shahada was a brave woman who wasn't afraid of speaking her mind for what she believed in, even if all the world is against her. Her life was colourful with highs and lows, but in the end, she had arrived towards peace, after a lifetime of searching for God. May God grant her the highest of paradise. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe to Islamica to support our efforts. Thank you.